Your parts and possessions. It's not safe to get off the trolley while we're moving. No smoking or consumption of alcohol on board. And please keep your conversations low so everyone can hear and enjoy the tour. And the Castillo is built around a square, and the walls are approximately 320 feet long, about 30 feet tall, 15 feet thick at the base, and 5 feet thick at the top. Notice the remnants of white plaster on the walls there, and you might be able to pick out the red paint on the corner tower. Well, the entire Castillo was plastered white, and the towers all painted red when the Spanish held the Castillo, and it would resemble the Spanish military flag, St. Andrew's cross, that flies above it. Now, the Spanish didn't plaster over the walls just to make the fort look pretty. Coquina, the material the fort is made of, is a sedimentary rock made of crushed shells and sand. It's very porous, so they have to plaster over those walls to keep the inside of the fort dry. Coquina is also very malleable, which means it's really easy to dig out of the ground and shape. Now they have to let it sit for a couple of years for it to harden enough to use in construction. But that malleability had a pretty surprising side effect. That was that the cannonballs, when they were shot at the walls of the fort, they would not crack or fracture the walls. They just sink in a little bit. The Spanish would pry those cannonballs out and plaster over the holes left behind. That would confound any enemy. They would not find evidence of damage to the fort, and that damage was pretty negligible anyway, and I believe that's the reason the fort was never captured in battle. Now we're coming up to Ripley's Believe It or Not, and this building is, first of all, it's another poured concrete construction here, and it was once the winter home of William Morton and his family. Morton Castle, they called it, the most striking private residence in the city at the time. William Morton was one of the founding partners of Standard Oil, along with Henry Flagler and John Rockefeller, and he would later become the first president of the St. Augustine Gas, Power and Light Company. Now, when Morton had this castle built, well, he only had one bathroom installed. Now, indoor plumbing was pretty novel at the time, to be sure, but Morton was clearly a very wealthy man, and he had 14 children. 14 children, only one bathroom. I have no idea how they managed that. Don't tell me they were all boys, because that's not the case. Now, in 1941, the building was purchased by Pulitzer Prize-winning author Marjorie Kennan Rawlings, and she and her husband, Norton Baskin, well, they operated a hotel out of the castle. She was the author of Cross Creek and the Yearling. The world-famous cartoonist Robert Ripley would often come and stay here, and he would always ask if he could purchase the building because he was looking for a place to display all the interesting artifacts he'd found in his world travels. Well, the Rawlings always said no, as they really enjoyed running the hotel. And in 1949, pardon me, Robert Ripley passed away. He was in the middle of negotiating the sale. He passed away, though, and the estate did finally manage to purchase it in 1950 and opened up the very first Ripley's Believe It or Not museum. Now, just traveling around the parking lot will give you a glimpse of the interesting things that you'll find on display in the auditorium, as they call it. Coming up on the right, we'll be able to see a running faucet in the courtyard there. Take a look. Take a second look at that running faucet, though, and ask yourself, where does the water come from? And on the other side of the parking lot, we'll find a 4-room log cabin made out of just one log. You have to wonder how they managed that. Very first tiny house, perhaps. Now, if this is your stop, folks, I'll be ringing that bell just a moment here. Remember to back down. Use those upright handholds.
Hey, that's a house made out of log.
Enjoy your day, everybody. Thank you all so much.
What?
Where's the tiny faucet?
I don't know.
I couldn't find it either. I don't know what she's talking about.
I don't see it.
Oh, my bad.
And welcome aboard, everyone that is joining.
I don't know if they were charging anybody to get in that fort today.
I don't know.
Was this free fort day?
No, I had to show the pass.
Yeah, but did you see anybody?
Paying? No, nobody was paying. No. There weren't that many people if you, other than those groups.
What's this one marked up?
All right, everybody looks well settled, so welcome, welcome. My name is Tracy. I'm going to ring that bell. We'll get underway
Here comes
once
the
more.
UPS man.
Please remain seated. Keep hold of all your parts and possessions.
He
Not safe to get out
used to
of
drive
while
a
we're waiting.
UPS truck.
No smoking or consumption of alcohol on board. And please keep your conversations
Redwood
close so
Law.
everyone can hear and enjoy the
That's
tour.
nice on the Redwood Law.
Now, as we leave Ripley's, I'd like to direct your attention to the statue of David over here on the right behind the hedge.
Ah, David Law.
Now that is one of two exact replicas of Michelangelo's David statue made with the same Carrara marble that Michelangelo used.
Oh.
And he was originally brought here for the
Beautiful, wasn't it?
1964 World's Fair in New York City.
Yeah.
When they erected him here at Ripley's, though, they put him right up next to the street. Now you have to remember that St. Augustine is a pretty religious community, and so locals would go to the hardware store, buy a couple of tarps, and make David a toga. Yeah, he's an exact replica right now. Over time, those tarps would fall away, and eventually the city of St. Augustine asked Ripley's to move him further back from the street and to put up the privacy hedge, as they were truly concerned he was going to cause an accident one of these days. Our next stop will be for the Welcome Center San Marco, and this is a great stop if you'd like to take a walk up San Marco Avenue with all the shops and boutiques and both casual and fine dining restaurants along the way there. And this is also where our award-winning nightly Ghosts and Gravestones tours begin and end. Everybody congregates in Cromwell's Parlor of Paranormal Curiosities to get ready for a most spectacular tour. This is your stop. I'll ring the bell for you here, and remember to back down as you would a ladder using those uprights and handholds for support. Watch your head, watch your step. And here is stop 20 for the Welcome Center San Marcos. Enjoy your day, folks. Thank you so much.
I don't know why they make it so hard to get down.
And welcome aboard, everybody that's joining.
The one you just had there, we had that marked up as a start. Well, they were. This is not, that was good.
95%. A little late. Do my best to get in.
Because I don't want to get on down to a couple more stops. Well, I'm going to have everything like this.
Oh, thank you so much for the tip, ma'am. I really appreciate that. Oh, a great start and end to your day, huh? All right, looks like everybody is settled, so welcome aboard. My name is Tracy. Ring that bell. We will get moving once more if we can here.
I should have
Please
taken that up on
keep hold of all your parts
What?
and possessions.
I should
Not
have
safe
taken
to get
that
out
up
the
on
top
top.
while
Oh,
we're
why
waiting.
didn't you?
No smoking or consumption of alcohol
Because I
on board.
couldn't make it
And
up there.
please keep your conversations low so everyone can hear and enjoy the tour.
Below.
Now, this part of town is known as the Abbott Tract Historic District,
I'd like to know what.
and this is the first area that was developed outside of colonial St. Augustine, named for Lucy Abbott, who was the first female developer here. And we can get out on the street. You'll have an opportunity to see Lucy's house,
Those people do.
but you may have seen it as you came into the parking lot if you're a very astute observant.
You need to have those at every stop.
Yeah. They do?
Pardon me, are we going to the old jail now? To the old jail? Are we going to the old jail?
Hello.
It'll end up there. But we're going to 21, and then there's
What'd she say?
No?
We're going to 21, 22,
We need to
and then
get
we'll go
in the
there.
old jail right here. The old jail.
Old jail?
It's right here, isn't it?
No.
I think it's on 22.
Yeah, we got a ways to go to old jail.
All right, here we go. Take a look down this side street here on the right.
I told you it's
About
pretty
3
far
houses
away.
in, that gray house there, that was Lucy's house. She developed 129 homes on 17 streets, all with different styles and architecture.
Yeah. We seen
As a
We haven't made
testament to
that.
her skills as a developer, 124 of those homes remain in this neighborhood. Now, she was doing all of this at a time when women were not allowed to engage in financial transactions.
I'm sorry.
It's not your fault.
Yes,
What
it
could
is.
you do?
Yes, it is. I should have turned. We could have been here an hour
But
earlier.
I guess she could have helped. He would have
Hour
helped her with
earlier.
all the
Oh.
financial transactions that she needed to do. She didn't have her husband, so she had to employ her younger brother to take care of all of that. Makes me wonder what she would have accomplished had she been doing her work in today's day and age. Coming up on the left, you'll see a little yellow Victorian. Sign out front reads Lucy's Cupcakes. Now that is a Lucy Abbott house. You can have a delicious cupcake and see the inside of one. Now here on the right is a very important site for St. Augustine, the Mission Nombre de Dios, or the Mission Name of God. Site of the Great Cross. Great Cross was a gift to the city of St. Augustine by the diocese here to celebrate our 400th anniversary. And that Great Cross marks the landing spot of Pedro Menendez and the first Catholic Mass that was held here September 8, 1565 by Father Lopez.
Father Lopez.
Now, Pedro Menendez was a very devout Catholic, and he actually sighted land 11 days before he made landfall. And that was August 28th, which is the feast day of St. Augustine, and so that's how St. Augustine got its name. He waited those 11 days because he wanted to make landfall on the feast day, a heron, feast day of the Virgin Mary. He sent his chaplain across the land first, and Father Lopez blessed the land here and greeted Pedro Menendez as soon as he stepped foot on land, and they held the first Catholic Mass here. That was September 8, 1565, and the introduction of Christianity